Hello there everyone, this is Phantom Dose here and today I'm going to be doing a new What If. This is What If Isagi was gifted. This is going to be my first What If for the Blue Lock anime. I've been watching all the way from season 1 to season 2. I really don't have any complaints about season 2, just that the animation, as everybody has been bothering about, has been pretty horrible. But what can I say? I'm still new to the anime. I still need to read the manga. But most of the story will go up to the manga, up to the latest chapter. Right now, this is only from like season half of what season 1 is. So yeah. And sorry it took a while to post another video. I've been having a hard time deciding which script to write or what, if the script that I've been reading was good or not. So it took me a while to decide, but I think I got a good one. So let's start the what if. The what if will start with Isagi looking up at the scoreboard as he was getting chased by the defenders of the other team. Isagi looks at them, where out of nowhere Isagi disappears from their field of view, appearing 28 meters away from the goal. As Isagi smiles, "No one is better than me," launching the ball across the field, making it curve into the top right corner, making the goalie not reach the ball as the game was now tied 1-1. Isagi then saw the team make a counter-attack. As Isagi saw this, disappearing from his spot, where out of thin air, Isagi appeared next to Kira, the one who was going to retrieve the ball. Isagi jumps, controlling the ball, stopping Kira from touching the ball as Isagi landing with the ball under his feet, where he then started running towards the goal of the other team. Kira manages to catch up as Isagi flicked the ball, then jumped up, dodging the sliding Kira, where midair Isagi moved the ball behind him as Isagi landed, but the ball was smooth in front of Isagi from its falling position. But then Isagi disappeared, appearing in midfield. "Stop him! Don't let him move! He can't shoot it from there!" I don't need people who don't know the feed to tell me my limits. Where out of nowhere, Isagi sniped the ball into the goal, ending the game. Where we then see present time Isagi was in a room of strikers. As everyone in the place noticed a man come out, where the lights all went out but one. The will be shined upon one man. Welcome, welcome all of you 300. You've been here and chosen based on my centuries and bias. My name is Chimpachi Eagle. My job is to make a capable player that will win the World Cup for Japan. Many mun each other, wondering who this guy was, as he was not a recognizable figure in the world of football. Denying what Eagle was saying, Eagle, however, would keep talking as a projection will be put on the walls behind him and he said, "They were here to join Blue Lock. From now on, they will live in Blue Lock. You will stick through it, and if you stick through it, I guarantee you will be the best striker in the world." These words leave them all baffled, where Kiss started walking towards Eagle as he got in front of Eagle, interrupting everyone. Everyone went quiet. "Can I just go in? I'll join." As everyone got chills down their spines, Eagle smiled from ear to ear. "Go right ahead." The door would open up as a gate opened. It's a simple walk as Isagi went running, arriving at the facility where they are told enter and are given a uniform. Where Isagi looked at the uniform, and asked, "Can you lower my rank to the lowest?" Making the lady giving the uniforms to go ask Ego. Ego would tell her to do it, as Yuichi Isagi was now the lowest rank, where Isagi was told to go to the room Z, arriving at the room where everyone went quiet as Kira realized who he was. "What are you doing here? You destroyed my team and won regionals, but you're here?" As Isagi smiled, "I guess I won out of luck because there are 299 people who are better than me." As he kept on looking around the room, Ego shows himself on the screen in the room. "Oh, you're finally done." The people in that room are now both rivals and roommates, and for those who may be wondering, we have assigned you a number based on your potential and ranking. Here, the potential and ranking change daily based on how much they grow and show potential. In 6 months from now, 5 of the best players from Blue Lock will enter a tournament. Also, those defeated at Blue Lock will be banned from Japan's national team. Time to play tag. Wait, what? You're telling us this now? We can't ever play football ever again if we fail? Where a ball dropped from above, Eagle would say, "You have 136 seconds. The player with the possession of the ball is it. But whoever is it or hit by the time runs out can get out of this place." Igarashi, being the 299th rank, was given the ball instead of Isagi, where Igarashi says, "Sorry guys, I need to do this. I need to survive." Where Igarashi went towards a group of players as the ball was kicked by Igarashi towards the group, making everyone move but Isagi. Looking at the floor, Isagi would jump, stopping the ball, where he would then land with his foot holding the ball. Everyone stared at Isagi. What in the world did he just do? "Yo, sleepy guy," shouting at Bachira as he woke up. "Good morning. What do you need?" Here, sending the ball with a direct pass at Bachira, telling him, If if you don't move, the monster will catch you." Bachira noticed Isagi's eyes were glowing purple as he started dribbling towards people. "I found the monster," smiling. "So why?" Bachira kicked the ball at Kira as Kira dodged, making it bounce against the wall. Isagi appeared in the air. "I'll give you a hand, my friend." Isagi then controlled the ball into bouncing against the wall, jumping up once again as he said, "I hope you survive this." Kira then started running, but Isagi kicked the ball with no spin at an insane speed, knocking Kira out as it hit his head. Everyone would then look at each other and be like, "That gotta hurt." But then time would run out as Kira would be knocked out for the remainder of the time as as but making Ego yell, "Kira is out," where Kira's ego was fully shown as he said, "Why are you kicking me out? I'm a national treasure. Kick out Igarashi." As he kept on going, this had nothing to do with football. Ego, on the other hand, then started to show them everything related to football in this game. Strikers are meant to be precise with their dribbling and ability to aim and shoot while moving. Kira would keep asking, how did he learn about him in a mere 2 minutes? Ego would keep going. The average time that a player spends in possession of the ball is about 136 seconds, and you received an equal amount of game time, and you let it go to waste. Isagi Yuichi took advantage of the remaining time, choosing to get rid of someone who he deemed worthless. Ego would keep going when finally Kira left Blue Lock, where everyone would stare at Isagi. "Are you all shocked? This is just the way things are in Blue Lock. Are you all happy that you survived? That's victory. Crave it into your brains. This feeling, this sensation tells you your ego is growing. You'll be closer to becoming the world's best striker. Ego would congratulate them all on making it and becoming Blue Lock's Team Z as Isagi smiled. But then we skip a couple of hours as everyone was working on their bigger strength. Isagi wouldn't be anywhere to be seen. As in the field, we would see Isagi. Isagi would be dribbling up and down, ending up at the midfield, where Isagi kicked the ball, curving the ball top right of the goal, scoring. Bachira, who was about to come in, saw Isagi was ready to send the ball into the goal from midfield. As the ball flew towards the goal with no spin, as Isagi left a footmark in the ball. As Bachira left earlier to not bother Isagi in his training, Bachira, on the other hand, was shocked because of all he could see was a monster dribbling and shooting the ball across the field with so much force it looked like or probably can kill or knock someone out. But in the eyes of Isagi, you would see nothing but darkness. As Isagi looked away from his dogo, his eyes would go back to their normal purple. And yes, Isagi in this story would have purplish blue eyes. Looked away from the goal, his eyes would go back to their purplish blue eyes, just to make it a bit more sense, just to make it a bit more related to the anime. Heading to bed. Ego, who was smiling, got asked by his assistants, who was watching as well, "This kid is something else. Why was he put in the rank 275 at first?" The reason was, "I want to see his true power and skill as he tries to climb the ranks." The next day, everyone was getting ready to play Team X but in another room. Somewhere in Japan, we see Itoshi would be interviewed. I'm not interested in the slightest. There's no foreigner in this country who can receive my passes. I was just born in the wrong country. Leaving the room, Sai would pass a room, hearing a lady talking about Blue Lock. As I spoke, I would judge the forward born in this new Japan with my own eyes. As we go back to the Blue Lock facility, Ego would be giving his speech about turning 0 to 1, stating to everyone as they fought between each other to see who will be the striker. As everyone finally made a choice, Bachira and Isagi didn't bother as they were going to score either way. The match was going to start as Team X came in, where everyone in the area stared at each other, but Isagi stared at the ceiling, not bothering with anyone, as Raichi would get the ball from Bashira, who passed as Isagi would get at the center of Team X offense, where where Isagi would be staring at the center of Team X offense, where someone was waiting to attack, as everyone was fighting among each other to score the first goal. But then a monster rushed through everyone, stealing the ball from his own teammates. Baru, giving a death glare at the person standing in front of him. "Move out of the way or I'll kill you." Isagi would get in front of him within seconds, staring him down. But then Isagi would steal the ball in seconds, disappearing and reappearing behind Baru. As he spoke, "I never said you can score." But as soon as Isagi would be at midfield, everyone was on top of him, yelling, "The ball is mine, no, mine, no, mine." But nothing could stop Isagi. Raichi would yell, "You bastard. Move out of the way and give me the ball." Getting closer to Isagi. As Isagi stop at his shooting range. But then Raichi would say, "Stop. You have nowhere to shoot. You're out of your shooting range." But then after a few seconds, Isagi would give a quick touch to the ball, flicking it above his head. I am someone who you will never be able to touch. As Isagi would hit the ball in the air, getting up into the air, hitting the ball, where it started to fly at its insane speeds. Everyone stared with shock as the goal was being scored, as Barrow had veins growing in his face from the embarrassment he went through, getting the ball stolen to getting scored on, as everyone saw Isagi walking back to his spot. Get moving, the game isn't over. Barrow was, with all the anger in his body, stole the ball and went straight to score, but then Isagi smiled as no one was able to stop Baro. But then Isagi appeared with his purple energy flowing from his eyes, as the only thing being shown was a dark figure stealing the ball from Baro. I never said you can score. Appearing once again behind Baro, everyone once again tried to stop Isagi, but they couldn't reach him, as Isagi dribbled past them, but then disappeared from their eyes and reappeared in front of the goal as he flicked the ball up and bicycle kicked the ball into the goal at normal speeds, not letting the goalie touch it as it went by his head, where Isagi turned around and walked by Baro back to his spot, giving Baro a taste of defeat and embarrassment. Back to his spot, but then Baro rushed towards the ball and sprinted towards the goal. Able to get past everyone, Baro was at penalty range, shooting and scoring the first goal, leaving it to be 2-1. Teams Team Y Team Z, Isagi's team, 2, Team X, 1, Barrows. Barrow was about to give a few words to Isagi, but saw he didn't care much about Barrow's goal, as Isagi pointed at Bachira and Kanigami, telling them to get open. Raichi, who tried to get past the defense, got the ball stolen by a blur, as Isagi said, "Move." Bachira and Kanogami sprinted towards the goal, as everyone would see this attack, but in the middle of the attack, everyone would just see a dark blur of purple energy. Baro started running as he found Isagi, managing to get closer to Isagi. You goddamn bastard. Who in the hell do you think you are? Baro would start trying to get the ball away from Isagi, but then Baro came in. He felt like he was pushing against a wall as Hisagi stopped in the middle of running, kicking the ball as it curved in the air. What were you aiming at, bastard? Going to the corner of the penalty box, Bajira would be there to score. As Bajira looked for Isagi. Hey, Kanugimi, move to your best shooting spot. I'll have the ball there. Where Bajira would be on top of Isagi's back, celebrating his goal, where he nodded, but then Bachira would say thank you, making Isagi say start moving as soon as I get the ball. As this was Bachira on top of Isagi's back, and let's just say that Isagi's a pretty tall person in this one. Let's say would be about 6'3". I would say like really strong genetics, basically as strong as Kanogami, but his physical build is a bit more lean or athletic, so he basically has the ring Itochi build. Yeah, he basically has that type of build, just basically it's just his build is more to endure his body, so he would be able to handle all of his moves. As Raichi would grab Isagi, pass us the ball, you bitch. No one was trying to stop that from happening, but the game started again, making Raichi not get loose on Isagi as he dropped Isagi on the floor. Yes, Raichi was somehow able to pick up a 6-3 Isagi. You're truly worth nothing. All your goals were just flukes. Isagi got up and got up and stole the ball from Raichi. You're the most worthless striker of all time. Sprinting past him as the defensive T-Max got all around Isagi, he kicked the ball to his left, to Kanogami, who would be open in front of the goal, as Kanogami would kick the ball, sending it into the goal like a bullet. Scoring as the first goal for Kanogami would be scored. Kanogami would start cheering for his first goal. Bajira would smile. This guy is truly a monster. I finally found him. As Bajira would see the monster behind Isagi, where his eyes started glowing. This is going to be fun. As Bajira would high five Isagi as Isagi smiled, answering the high five. The game was now 4-1. There was a lot of time left on the game clock as everyone wanted to get a chance at scoring, but no one could get past Isagi. The moment he decided to steal the ball, but Raichi as always would want to hurt Isagi, but everyone in Team Max would have already lost hope. Because of that, Freak standing in the back as ego smiled from ear to ear. Someone with this much talent shouldn't have been placed at 300th, but that's what he wanted. Where the lady next to an ego would ask, "What is this kid and where did you find him?" Isagi Yuji is a monster above all of my lumps of talent. One that can be the key to unlocking power for players within the players or an unbeatable soccer player. But I believe he will be the greatest here unless the number one seed of Blue Lock. Unless he meets the number one seed of Blue Lock. Then we'll see how far he shines. Bajira will be running down the field towards the goal, and Sisagi would be nowhere to be seen. Baru would see this as a chance to score, but Bajira, as he got through the defense, would decide to pass it across the field. Baru would then ask, "Where is it? Where is it going?" But Igarashi would say, "Where did you throw that pass?" As Bajira would say, "Did you not notice? Only a true striker can follow that pass." Where the ball flew towards the top left of the penalty area, as Wataru and Gagamaru jumped up and saw someone jump above them. Stay out of the sky if you can't make it. Heading the ball into the goal, leaving everyone shocked as the match ended 5-1. Isagi stared down at Team Max, telling them, "Good game," as he walked out of the field. As Isagi walked out of the field, looking exactly like the image you see in front, his eyes would be like this, but not there would be nothing else. He'll be a little more calm, but he'll be walking the same way as you see in the image. As as we continue, then we can as everyone was walking towards the locker room where everyone would be talking, but Isagi would be sleeping. As everyone stared at him, but both Kanogimi and Bachira would be standing in front of him. Bachira, who was butt naked, had everyone yelling to him to get some clothes on. "Isagi, I have a question for you. Why would you pass me and him the ball?" As Isagi would then say, "Oh, easy." Opening his eyes, as Isagi opening his eyes, "I passed the ball to you both because I finally found help to play some football with." As everyone yelled, "Huh?" Everyone said together. Kanogami would then talk. "I don't understand. What do you mean, play football? I spent many years of my life chasing a monster, something that tells me how weak I truly am, because I can never truly catch you. The monster always takes me to an understanding skills I never truly decide to use, but forces me to. I passed the ball twice to force it to show me something, and it did. I saw the entire field for a while, seeing how the ball would be scored and where to pass it for it to happen. Many people were shocked, but found him weird, but didn't bother telling him anything as Bashiro would smile wide. I finally found him. A few moments later, everyone was training was trying to find the meaning behind rebuilding soccer from zero. I mean, everyone would be giving their own opinions, but then Isagi would speak. We need to stop overthinking it. We need to understand our own weapons and use it to win. Rebuilding our own understanding of soccer. As Ego would pop up on the screen smiling. Isagi Yuji, you are correct. This is all about rebuilding your understanding of soccer. But he would keep going, telling them Team V crushed Team Y 8-0. As the standing would be V Team Z at the top two spots, where Isagi would leave to shower, not bothering with hearing anything else. As their next match would be Team Y, everyone would be talking and asking each other about their weapons to understand what to do, as everyone would start talking about their weapons. As Bachira would say, my weapon is my dribbling, and Kanogimi would say his left leg shooting power is his weapon. Everyone else would be saying theirs, from all around their speed, technique to jumping power. But then Wataru looked at Isagi and said, "What's your weapon?" And Isagi said, my weapon is truly my body control and how I manipulate the field. As everyone together in their minds said, no wonder this guy disappears from people's sight. He has great control over his body. Wataru would then nod and start planning, but Isagi would leave to sleep. As it was already time, as he wanted to get his good night rest for tomorrow. As everyone stared at him, before you say anything, I don't care much. I will find a way to score either way. Kanugimi, Bachira, get ready for me tomorrow. Get ready for me during the game. The next day, we would see everyone waiting for Team Y to show themselves. As Team Y would come in, as Wataru would say, Habiki Okawa. Team Y top scorer and a player with an exceptional shooting technique. Also the one player to watch out for. Alright everyone, let's bring out what we practiced. As everyone nodded and went to their spots. As we then go back to the time to where everybody was getting ready to practice, Isagi looking at would be waiting for everybody to leave the room so he can get ready to do his practice. As Isagi would see Bashira practicing and everybody else running up and down lamps trying to get the stamina better. As Isagi would then say, let's see how long this lasts them. No one truly understood why Isagi wasn't doing anything, but it didn't really matter to them. As we then go back to present time, Bachira and Isagi were in the back waiting as always. Waiting? But Isagi wasn't paying attention to anyone but a person hidden in the background. The game would start as Kunagami would pass to Bajira, then Bajira would start dribbling past his defenders with all the moves you can imagine, just like Neymar did. So it's like a copy of Neymar. But then he would get 3 people on him, forcing the pass towards Kunigami, but he would be blocked by Team Y. But then the block ball would be grabbed in the air by Isagi, saying, "Hate to say this, but your defense isn't that great." Kicking the ball with an insane amount of speed, scoring the first goal in the left corner of the goal, making the game 0-1. 0-1 with Team C leading the match as Isagi would fall on his side. Kunigi- Kunigami, who wasn't shocked, would go and help Isagi up from the ground. Nice goal. Yeah, I tried to make it a little spicy at the end, but it didn't work. Where where Isagi and Kunigami would be laughing, but then Bachira would jump on Isagi's back, celebrating his goal. But Isagi would put him down on his spot and wait for the game and wait for Team White to start with the ball. But then a kid with his hair covering his eyes would get a pass past everyone, as the person with was Iki Nico, as Okuwa would get the pass and start running towards the goal. Towards the goal. As soon as he as soon as he close to someone As soon as he was close enough to the goal, someone would be in front of him. I never say you can score. As the eyes of a predator looked down at Okuwa, stealing the ball and kicking the ball across the field towards Bajra, landing it right in front of him, where he caught it and scored the second goal of the match. Everyone cheered, but Isaki looked at Nico. You're the bastard behind every point this team scored. Smiling at Nico. I hope you're more fun than this person in your team, looking down at Aokawa. As the next game would start, Isagi truly would just be watching Okawa, who would be on the floor, looking up at Isagi as he said, "Who are you?" As Isagi would then look at him with his eyes not having predator look or anything, as he would say, "I am just a soccer player." As Bashira and Isagi would meet up, high-fiving each other as Isagi would say, "Nice goal." As Isagi sat down, but then Bashira would ask, "How exactly are you able to pass from that far?" As Isagi said, "They're not that hard of passes. I just use the insane amount of strength I was gifted with." As everybody would go back to their positions to get ready to start the next game. As the game would start again, um, Team C would start with the ball, which would then be the first person to start with the ball would be, let me see, would be Wataru, who would not be Wataru, would be Kanogimi, who would be pass the ball across the field to Wataru, who would use his jumping power to hit the ball towards Igarashi. Igarashi would grab it, as someone would then appear behind him, Nico, as he would then say, "Your feet are frozen." Stealing the ball, as Isagi would keep an eye on Nico, saying, he stole it. I guess it's coming. A pass to Okawa. As this would be Isagi's mind, as Isagi would then look to his left, seeing Kanogimi open in the top left corner of the of the free kick area, as he said, "Huh, let's see how easy of a goal I can score today." As Isagi would then disappear from his goal, from his spot, making sure presence his presence wasn't felt anymore. As Isagi would then appear right in front of Nico, as he said, "I never told you. I never told you you could score." As Isagi would then steal the ball, flick it over Nico's head, and start dribbling and then kick it, making it seem like he was just trying to kick a goal. What was the team Y would look at Isagi and say to his face, "That isn't going in." As Isagi would say, "Yeah, but that isn't a kick." As Isagi would smile as the ball would land right at Kunigami's favorite position to kick, as a bullet went straight to the goal, making the game be 2-0. Well, 3-0 because of Bachira's goal and Isagi's goal. As a next challenger would pop up, which would be some random freaking side character who believed he could do something, but would then get the ball stolen by Teams Y players as Gagamaru would have the ball. It's my turn. 10 minutes are up. As Gagamaru would then pass it to Isagi as he said, "Here you go." As Isagi would then look at Gagamaru and say, "Alright, my dear white hair friend, let's see what you can do." As Isagi looked at Gagamaru, and Gagamaru had an idea what he was planning to do as he fully sprinted across the field towards the goal. As Isagi smiled wide as he said, "Perfect." As Isagi jumped into the air with the ball, still holding the ball, as he then lifted his leg. He did the same thing as Sai did in the latest episode of season 2 of Blue Lock, and made the ball fly across the field towards Gagamaru. Gagamaru was able to header the ball into the goal, scoring, making the goal be 4-0. As the goalkeeper was not able to time anything because Isagi's pass were quick enough and precise enough to not let anybody do anything. As Isagi would then feel something behind him as he said, guess it's you. As Isagi looked side-eye behind him as he said, as a shadow will form around him as Nico would see nothing but dark purple eyes staring at him as he said, "You are worthless." But then Nico would shake his head and see that Isagi didn't say anything. As Isagi would then disappear from Nico's eyes as he said, "Wait, I can't see. Where is he?" As out of nowhere, one of the team's wise players would start dribbling, saying, "Nico here," as the ball was able to reach Nico. But then Nico would then pass it to Okuwa, as Okuwa would automatically start running towards the goal. As he tried to bicycle kick the ball, but Isagi would then jump in the air, managing to control the amount of force the ball was going by. But instead of redirecting it with his body, he was able to just kick it above his head, sending it flying across the field as somebody was waiting there. Bachira. Bachira would be there smiling as he said, "So he was right." The moment Isagi disappeared from Nico's view, he didn't really disappear. He just used enough of his calmness and in his brain to think of a way of making sure Nico wasn't looking at him. With the amount of time Nico was staring at him and the amount of sight he has with all that hair covering his eyes, he used that against him and moved within that second that he blinked, making sure Nico wasn't able to notice where he was. As everyone in Team Y looked at Isagi and said, "What are you?" as all of them were in the floor, looking down at a person who scored 2 goals in a couple of minutes, as he said, "What am I? I don't know. I truly don't know what I am. I'm just me, I guess." As Isagi would walk back to his spot, with Bajira looking at him saying, "Thank you for the goal." As Bajira would have 2 goals, Isagi 1, and Kunigami 1. As the game was still going on, it was 6-0, an absolute blowout. As there was only 5 minutes left, Isagi would then say, my turn. As Isagi would then disappear from everybody's eyes, and appear behind all of the defense telling them, as I said once and I will say it again, you guys, the defense you guys show is nothing that I have never done or defeated in my life. As Isagi was already at the goalkeeper, as he said, as Isagi was about to do something to make the goalkeeper fall, the goalkeeper would launch at Isagi, as he said, huh, perfect, didn't need to do anything. As he threw the ball up, and he would then just lightly tap it with his head, scoring the last goal, 7-0. An absolute blowout, the first in all of Blue Lock's history, making Jinpachi Ego just widely smile as he said, little by little, in his head, little by little, I am creating the next Noel Noah with this kid. If this plan fails, I still have Rin Itochi, but I would want to see who's truly the most troublesome player or the most useful one here between these two. And this is where I'm going to be leaving it off. Thank you guys for watching. This is Vanta Duo, and goodbye.